I'm sure new customers or new business are always welcome, especially during these tough economic times. And I'm not sure if you have yet, but you should consider looking into Brazil, as with the recent boost on the Brazilian economy, it's definitely an attractive market to expand into. US companies already have great leverage when developing business in Brazil. US products and services have always had a good reputation in Brazil. Brazilians already trust and confide in US products and services. Management in Brazil are constantly looking to implement systems and procedures similar to those in US simply because they consider it to be more productive and efficient. Cost battles are minimized as Brazilians are willing to pay higher prices for US products and services already. A proof of that is how they constantly travel to Florida for a weekend just to go shopping. Also, as your company gets involved in international business, automatically gets additional credibility with your clients and customers and potential customers, both in Brazil as well as here in the US. Let me give you just a few good reasons why you should consider Brazil. Brazil is a hot market with 200 million consumers that really like to consume. Compared to other BRIC countries, Brazil is the only one that does not rely on exports for its survival. It's not at war with any of neighboring countries, and has had US as a top trade partner for decades. Also, Florida has had Brazil as a top trade partner since 1998. Brazil is a huge but new and growing market with a lot of growth potential. There are over $2 trillion in infrastructure projects just in the next 4 years. The number 2 industry in Latin America is logistics, and Brazil is supported by several natural deep-water ports, covers 47% of South America landmass, and borders 10 other countries, making it the biggest player for distribution and logistics in South America. And, as you may have already heard, Brazil is hosting 2014 World Cup and 2016 Summer Olympics. This means a lot of money is being invested in infrastructure. The government has pledged to invest $11.5 billion in infrastructure already. There are 12 stadiums that are being remodeled or built. Airports, ports, roads, railroads, hotel chains, restaurant chains, technology. There are needs with cities, water, waste management, energy, agricultural, financial, logistics, and so many other professional services are just a few to mention in the vast demand that the rapid growth in Brazil is requiring. U.S. companies with already recognized quality service among Brazilians have great leverage and opportunities to sell products, provide services, or even capture contracts and manage the processes while a Brazilian partner executes it. To better connect U.S. and Brazilian companies, SisterBiz is providing special benefits for those within Brazil-Florida Alliance and Aliança MERCOSUR's network. The programs have been created by combining existing 21st century tools with services and shared resources in a collaborating environment supported by 25 years of knowledge, experience, and existing relationships acquired while doing business in the U.S. and Brazil. The strategy is to provide support to maximize opportunities, competitiveness, and reduce risks while eliminating the need of using intermediaries. By keeping full control at headquarters, it's easier to apply existing company core values that could easily be lost through an intermediary agent or representative. Also, now the relationships developed belong to the company and not the agent or representative. Considering you're ready to move forward, would you hire someone at an entry-level cost to help you get new business? Adding someone at entry level means less expenses, but also normally means additional time for training before the ROI, return on investment. What if you could have someone that would cost no more than an entry-level person, but would bring you immediate ROI? What if that someone helped you develop a new international market in an emerging country? Engage and manage your sales and operations overseas, making it easy and worry-free for you. Already came with a Rolodex full of great contacts to help you. Did most of the traveling, minimizing your travel expenses. Helped invoice, receive, and keep all your financials in control overseas. And in addition, That person covers your costs with office infrastructure, including local phone, receptionist, and some commercial efforts, while providing you with knowledge through formal and informal training. How much would that someone be worth to you and your company? Another thing to consider is that once you become an international or multinational company with an office and operations overseas in Brazil, your company increases in value immediately and becomes more attractive for existing and prospective customers as well as investors. BBDO program, Brazil Business Development Office program, helps companies connect with MERCOSUR. MERCOSUR is a common southern market, a free trade zone, the fifth largest economy in the world, involving Argentina, Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay, and Venezuela, all members and associates. BBDO program can only provide support to a few qualified companies at a time, but those companies that do qualify will receive full support with commercial, logistics, and day-to-day operations to develop and grow their business in Brazil, and from there expand into other South American countries. CISRBiz in Florida, with a joint venture with Aliança MERCOSUR known as AAS, a Brazilian business center, will provide the coaching and on-ground support, infrastructure, and connections in Brazil and other MERCOSUR countries. The objective is to bring companies that already export in a centralized environment with connections, communications, and business support to help the small medium enterprises, also known as SMEs, to develop business together. 98% of companies that export in the US are SMEs, and in Brazil that number is 92%. Large companies normally negotiate and do business with each other. Large companies talk to each other, and the small medium enterprises aren't usually connected with each other or have the infrastructure or tools in place to engage in business internationally. AAS programs will not only help the SMEs from Brazil and US to talk to each other, but will also provide tools and coaching throughout the process to help them develop and do business with each other. Traditionally, multinational status has been limited to a large multi-million-dollar company. With the program, those companies that qualify will be provided with the tools and support to have the multinational status without the need to make large investments. With the BBDO program, the benefits of a multinational operations and commercial structure becomes equally available to SMEs, entrepreneurs, and Fortune 500 companies looking to expand across the border without making large upfront investments. The program offers business, commercial, and operations support in Brazil with no need to hire any personnel to get started. That way, ROI can be achieved much faster as the breaking even point is at much lower level. This program will also help reduce the risks normally involved in international expansion. Companies that participate will gain access to AAS Business Center programs and have an office to call their own in the city of Curitiba, a city well respected by Brazilians everywhere, considered to be Brazil's model city, the capital of the state of Paraná, and in the region with the country's highest GDP. AAS Business Center will help centralize opportunities and connect participants with government and private sectors, as well as provide access to decades of existing relationships already in place. Business in Brazil and South America are normally developed primarily through personal introductions and not cold calls, and AAS will provide the formal introduction in an efficient and cost-effective approach. New business ventures, products, and services will be disseminated through the Brazil Business Center, making it easier to reach decision makers in Brazil and other MERCOSUR countries. This means that deals and relationships that would normally take years to develop will be reached much quicker. There are numerous benefits of having a Brazilian identity. Negotiating as a local, not an international company, helps reduce costs at all levels, from production to distribution. Partnerships and acquisitions become easier to negotiate and protect. Ability to sell without intermediaries and comply with Brazilian law that requires an invoice, nota fiscal in Brazil, to be issued whenever a product or service is sold to another company in Brazil would be complied with. Companies would be ready to extend international service to their existing customers that already may have a presence in Brazil, or may definitely be thinking about it. They will also earn equal rights to any other Brazilian competitor in all negotiations, as well as with banks, government, and everything else that a Brazilian company would be able to do. They could safely purchase equipment, property, or anything else in Brazil, as well as make investments or other day-to-day commitments in a much easier way. The focus is on employing services rather than handing over the business control to a Brazilian agent or partner. This means that operations and financial controls remain at headquarters. For example, a U.S. participating company selling to a Brazilian importer or reseller could implement the following process. Products or services may be sold directly without intermediaries and in a local currency. The invoice can be issued in the local currency for payment at a Brazilian bank, making it easier for buyers. The easier it is, the more they will buy. Also, by being able to sell less than container loads, you will have access to a lot more customers. With online banking to a Brazilian bank account, the participating company will be able to verify the funds easily and confirm payment was received in Brazil. Delivery orders can be completed from a local inventory kept at a warehouse in Brazil, or drop shipped directly from the manufacturer in the US, Asia, or anywhere else in the world. The shipper, US company, may talk directly with warehouse service provider in Brazil, or coordinate delivery through BBDO on-ground support people who may handle the coordination. By not being limited to sell large quantities only, the exporter will be able to sell more and sell with higher margins. Florida has a lot to offer, but unfortunately Brazilians are normally only familiar with the South Florida and Orlando areas. The FOB program, combined with BBDO program, will provide continual media, mail, and sales efforts on behalf of the qualified participating Florida service providers, attracting new business and clients from Brazil. The program will educate Brazilian companies about the no tax over inventory benefit, as well as the other benefits related to consumers, infrastructure, and distributions to US and other global destinations that Florida already has connections with. Whether it be by road, rail, air, or ocean, Florida is definitely a very good hub for Brazilian cargo. As potential clients gain knowledge and interest, they will be introduced to the Florida participating companies to negotiate and develop business with the new clients from Brazil. AAS and SysForBiz will provide the support and supervision necessary to make sure the negotiations details are not overlooked. The first step to participate is to contact SysForBiz and become an AAS member. Members become part of an ongoing effort to help introduce products, services, and projects between companies in the US, Brazil, and other MERCOSUR countries. Members will not only gain access to the programs, but also to international business realms, similar to speed dating for business. They will also gain access to missions with industry technical visits, webinars as participants, as well as subject matter experts for additional exposure opportunities, the training, and other events, as well as continual lobbying for group needs in Brazil and Florida. Members will also gain quicker access to joint ventures and partners in Brazil for projects development and additional expansion, and international trade knowledge and relationships derived from years of experience will be made available to help members move business forward. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. SysForBiz, a Strategic International Solutions for Business, is a Florida company with headquarters in Jacksonville, providing international innovative solutions for business development and growth. SysForBiz and AAS are continually looking for partners to open other business center offices in Brazil as well as other MERCOSUR countries. For more information or to see if you qualify for the program, please don't hesitate to contact SysForBiz right away. As mentioned before, only a few companies can participate at a time, and we're doing this in a first-come, first-served basis. I look forward in hearing from you. Thank you.